This is probably one of the most exciting days in my, not in my life, but in my professional career. And this is 2913 Indiana. And look at that. It's been 2.5 years in the making. And what do you see? You see movement, you see heavy equipment. It is about 9:30. They've been at it since 7 a.m. 3 dump trucks have left here already. I think this is the 4th one. This dump truck pulled up, and before he had the brakes set, this guy was, holy cow, look what they're dropping in there. It's a giant chunk of concrete. Is about to fall. It's gonna make a big noise. Oh boy. We have officially begun construction at 2913 Indiana, and this has been a long and tedious process, and we have got a great bunch of folks out here. We have got great support from everyone around here. We have the nicest, most patient neighbors that you could ever ask for, and not much more to say, except I'm just really excited that we have finally gotten this thing off the ground and we're finally seeing movement. There is this giant pile of brush that's been sitting here for years and it is gone, and this is just so exciting to see this finally happen. So excited. Couldn't have done this, couldn't have gotten to this point without our amazing architect, Lisa, and of course, Dino, our general contractor, who's busy on the phone as always. He says this shit doesn't happen by magic, and that's for sure. This is I think if you don't know much about construction, you might just look at this and say, well, you're just building a big addition, big deal. People do that all the time. Well, what you may not realize is how challenging this project is, in that it is very close to the neighboring property lines, and there is access to this rear yard where most of the construction is going is very difficult, and Dino just struck a deal with the fire department to use their parking lot a little bit, and just a lot of challenges. And you could see this really, this guy, he's been operating this heavy equipment, I'm sure, for quite some time, and has gotten really good at it. It is very, very difficult. It looks like nothing to just move that around, but that takes a lot of skill and a lot of practice to get to a point where you can move that around like that. I'm told we're going to remove 20 dump trucks. That dump truck you see, we're going to take 20 of them out of here. So probably about 16 more after this. The nice thing about being this excavator guy is you spend about 10 minutes loading the truck, and then you spend about an hour and a half or an hour waiting for the next truck to come. So you get nice long breaks. One of my favorite parts of this project, and maybe it's just because it feeds my ego, and that's okay, is that 2 developers owned this property before I did, and none of them could figure out how to make it work. And they have all kinds of reasons. They say it's the city's fault, and it's this person's fault, and it's that person's fault. But the bottom line is they couldn't get it done, and we could. And it is really exciting to see this finally happen. You know, the piece about this project that is important is this. I think to a lot of folks, you would just see a really dilapidated structure behind me there, but it's a really important historic structure. And you know, whether you agree with that or not is whether you agree that it's important or whether you think it should just be torn down because it's ugly isn't really relevant, because the city and the neighborhood have, who are the authorities, have made the decision that that building indeed needs to be saved, and nobody could figure out how to save it until this team came along. So I'm really proud to be part of it, and I am proud to be creating what we're creating in this neighborhood. And the neighbors deserve to have a really spectacular building here, and the new owners deserve to have an amazing building, and I certainly look forward to the next steps. I am going to keep you updated with videos on Facebook and whatnot, but here we are.